It's Fans Corner. Welcome to it, and once again, thank you for making time for us. We've just commenced, rather, the PSL season. The new Betway Premiership has officially commenced, and the game that we are looking at today is a game that we've just watched between Marumo Gallants against Kaizer Chiefs down at the Free State Stadium, or what they call the Toyota Stadium, down in Bloemfontein. Kaizer Chiefs winning that game by 2 goals to 1. First of all, as you know, I always talk about the fans, and we know when it comes to Bloemfontein, it never disappoints. Whatever game is playing, if it's a game of football and is playing in Bloemfontein, be it the Dr. Molemela Stadium or the Free State Stadium or the Toyota Stadium as it is called now, you are almost guaranteed that the crowd is going to be a very good crowd. It's going to be a packed stadium. Once again, shout out to the fans down in Bloemfontein. And as you can see, I'm wearing my Bloemfontein Celtic regalia just to pay tribute to the fans out in Bloemfontein. I have a soft spot for people down there because of the way they support the beautiful game. I'm still a Kaizer Chiefs fan, as I've always been, and I'm happy with the results, as you can imagine. Now let's get into the game. I watched the game while I was on the road. I didn't see much of the first 20 minutes or so, but I saw the 2 goals that came through. I saw, the first thing that I looked at when I looked at the starting lineup as a Kaizer Chiefs fan, my biggest worry was to see 4 players who've never played with each other in a competitive game, and I was worried that what is Nabi trying to do here. We saw 3 new signings starting at the back 4, together with a goalkeeper who's also new. It's a new signing. It's all the back line. Only Frosler has been playing for Kaizer Chiefs. Otherwise, everyone at the back was making a debut in this game. So I was worried, as you can imagine, as a Kaizer Chiefs fan, and I was worried playing against a team that is coached by Denten Malesela. I am a big fan of his, and we know we don't have a very good history against Denten Malesela. He's one coach who inflicted one of the biggest pains when we lost to him in a final when he was coaching a first division team. So I still hold a grudge against him for that. So I always get worried when we play Denten Malesela. So you can imagine when I see 4 players that have never played with each other starting a game together at the back and a competitive game together for the first time, I was worried. But then, as we'd expect, Kaizer Chiefs, it's a new coach, it's a new technical team. It's a fairly new team, basically. So these are not players who've been playing with each other for a long time. But you'd expect Marumo Gallants to have most of the possession, which is what happened in the first half. They also got the first goal. Kaizer Chiefs responded, getting an equalizer from Dushabalala. A beautiful goal by Dushabalala there. And also Marumo Gallants also had the first goal was more of a deflection from, if I'm not mistaken, it was from cross. So it's not a bad goal to concede. Especially considering that the back 4 has not been playing with each other. They've never played with each other. That was their first time. They attempted to save the ball, and then it was a deflection. So I can take that at any time. But I was also worried while the game was still playing. It was a little bit easy for Marumo Gallants to slice through that Kaizer Chiefs defense as expected, because for the same reasons that I've just mentioned now. But the midfield of Kaizer Chiefs, I was more impressed with that. Especially Sirinho, man. What a player. What a ball player. He reminds me of the Sirinho that we used to see at Mamelodi Sundowns. He had a great game. Let's be honest. We haven't seen him in a while, and to see him having that kind of a game, I'm just hoping it's not one of those games or a once-off thing where he's just trying to get a guaranteed spot in the starting 11. Otherwise, he had a great game, Gaston Sirinho. Samuel Ozwane also had a decent game. He was substituted just before 60 minutes, so he played less than an hour. We saw Castillo coming in for him. And then later on, we saw him do Obrigado. We saw Mfundo Vilagazi coming in for Saile and also scoring an amazing goal. First goal for him, Mfundo Vilagazi. So it's just a great thing to see. It's a great feeling to see the Kaizer Chiefs development products coming onto the first team and also scoring the significant goals, with Dushabalala opening the scoring for the season, and also Mfundo Vilagazi getting us the winning goal. Great feeling to see those players. If there are any players that I like to see getting good game time and also having great performances, it's those youngsters from the development. A great goal from Vilagazi. you have to again give Sereno credit, because without him that goal doesn't happen, and also give Mart his credit as well for not being greedy and trying to take the ball to try and shoot for himself, because he saw Mfundo coming in behind him on his right, and then he let the ball pass it so that Mfundo can take a shot. And what a beautiful shot. There was nothing Akpe could do about that. There was nothing Akpe could do about that. It's a great goal. So all in all, I'm happy to see these Kaizer Chiefs. As a Kaizer Chiefs fan, I'm happy. This is the first time in a long time that it looks like a team that is being coached. Let's be honest. For quite some time, we've seen Kaizer Chiefs, the individual play. We've seen players playing individual football. We haven't really seen Kaizer Chiefs playing like a team that is taking instructions from a coach. One of the things that makes you realize that a team is actually being coached is when the lineup doesn't make much sense to you. Because to me, the back four didn't make sense at first. When you see a team that a lineup that doesn't really make sense, but when they play, it makes sense. That clearly tells you that they are taking instructions, they are being coached. So I was happy to see that. And for that back four that has not played with each other ever before, to concede only one goal through a deflection as well, it's also not a bad thing. You know, they could have easily kept a clean sheet. At the same time, they could have also easily conceded a number of goals. Also, Marumo Gallants were unlucky. The goalkeeper, you know, I'll have to talk about this. The Kaizer Chiefs, I'll have to talk about Chiefs a lot, because this is a team that is still fairly new. The goalkeeper, he is a good goalkeeper, I think, but I think there were a number of times where he did not look so comfortable. There were a number of saves that he made, and then he also lost the ball. The ball was loose, where if you're playing against very quick players, they could have easily pushed the ball if it's a loose ball and put it at the back of the net. So otherwise, I think I'm more optimistic looking at the first game of Kaizer Chiefs. Also on the side of Marumo Gallants, they have a whole lot of experienced players. I mean, these are players, most of the players have been playing more than 5-6 seasons in the PSL. Of course, most of them would have been playing for different teams. And we saw a lot of experience. I mean, Arubi being injured and being subbed off by another experienced goalkeeper, the former Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper in Daniel Akpe. That just tells you how much experience is there at Marumo Gallants. Take nothing away from them. They had a great game as well. They could have easily won the game. On another day, they could have easily won the game. But the fighting spirit of Kaizer Chiefs has to be given credit. And that's why I'm saying I'm happy to see this kind of Kaizer Chiefs that looks like they are being coached, that looks like they don't get... when they were leading 2-1, there was a time when they were knocking the ball, and you got a sense that they are trying to manage the game, and it looks like they are able to manage the game. But then at some point they felt like they got too comfortable, and they went to sleep a little bit. That is why you saw just towards the end of the game there was a header that could have easily gone through, and Marumo Gallants could have easily found an equalizer there. So there are still a lot of things that Chiefs still need to work on for them to really compete in this season. But otherwise, the basics seem to be there. They seem to know what they are doing. There seem to be discipline. There seem to be a discipline amongst the unit. But as individual players, I don't think the discipline is there. We've seen unnecessary yellow cards. Kaizer Chiefs collecting unnecessary yellow cards. We've also seen Mfundo Vilakazi throwing tantrums. We understand it's football. It's a game of emotions at the end of the day. But I think individually the players have to be disciplined, because they raked in quite a number of yellow cards unnecessarily. And that at the later stage of the season, they will cost you, because you could easily be suspended for crucial games. So I think Nabi still has to work on that in terms of individual discipline. But otherwise, the team as a collective, they looked pretty solid, not solid enough to say we can compete now. Of course, it's just the beginning of the season, so there isn't much we can say. But otherwise, I really enjoyed watching these Kaizer Chiefs, and I look forward to seeing these Kaizer Chiefs again. And also Marumo Gallants, they are quite a good ball playing team. You look at them, and considering some of them are quite beyond their prime age. You know, there's quite a number of players in that Gallants team that are beyond 30, 34, 33. So they're quite old, most of them. So for them to hold on to that, and they could have easily won the game. Like I said, they could have also gotten an equalizer on any other day. So they also had a decent game as well. So I think Tenten Malesela will have a good season. Will have a decent season. That's what I'm thinking based on what I saw today. But also, it's still the beginning of the season. There isn't much we can say, but looking at what we saw, we can't help but be optimistic. Let us know what you think and what you thought of the game that you saw between Kaizer Chiefs and Marumo Gallants. And once again, shout out to the fans in Bloemfontein who came out in numbers to support the beautiful game. It's a beautiful scene to see, especially those of us who watch the game from the comfort of our home. Let us know what you think and what you thought of the game. What do you think of Nabi football? What do you think of Malisela's football? What do you think of Kaizer Chiefs as a whole going forward? And also what you think of Marumo Gallants being there as they returned to the PSL. Do you think they'll be able to survive? Because they tend to, these newly promoted and newly teams that have newly bought statuses, they tend to struggle a lot in their first season and they tend to be likely to be relegated. This has been Fans Corner. Thank you so much for your time. We meet again in the next one.